Hi, I'm Reed, and this is my Honda S2000. I'm going to give you a detailed overview of the vehicle, my 13 years with it. This video is probably for people who are detail-oriented. It's probably going to go way too in depth for most, but it's what I would want to see when buying a vehicle or a motorcycle from the seller. So let's get started. So yeah, this is a 2008 Honda S2000 with 78,900 miles on it. I bought it in 2011 with 9,000 miles on it from a guy in Pensacola. He was the original owner, so I'm the second, which also means it's been Florida owned its whole life. The vehicle's been garage kept its whole life here. All maintenance has been performed by myself and with the help of some friends who also own S2000s. Recently, I've been working on it to get it ready for sale. I wanted to sell it as perfect as I possibly could. So I did a few things that have been bugging me for a couple years, but I never got around to doing. Namely, the headlights are brand new OEM headlights. The previous ones had their clear coat fail years ago and I re-clear coated them, but never looked the same. So that's about $900 of headlights there. The front fender, interior fender liners on both front wheels, I just replaced those. The parts in the front that hold the strakes wear out over time, the plastic breaks. In addition to that, the window tint has been recently replaced under warranty. There was some peeling on the driver's side door, and the windshield window tint has started to get a slight orange peel to it. So 3M has a great lifetime warranty, and I got it replaced just about a month ago.
Hey, Editor Reed here. I totally forgot to mention the maintenance that I did recently. We did a valve adjustment and the valve cover gasket, as well as the gaskets for the bolts that bolt the valve cover on, and the gaskets for the spark plugs. I also just did all the fluid in the vehicle, specifically engine oil, transmission oil, differential oil, the brake fluid, and the clutch fluid.
The interior of the car is in incredible condition. I love this red color on this vehicle. It's stunning. And I've done the best in my 13 years of ownership to not mess up the bolsters, as so many of these cars do get squished with their bolsters. Luckily, I've got a small butt, and I know how to get in and out of the vehicle. Actually, might as well show you. Kind of do a little hop, maybe grab a pillar like that and just step over the bolster. The cockpit in this car is incredible. It's a driver-centric car, obviously. The radio I have replaced with a Kenwood unit in order to get a auxiliary input. There's a USB-C cable here, and I've got a MagSafe charger in here as well. The MagSafe is mounted to a Modify bracket. Take any MagSafe iPhone rather, and just pop it right here, and it's in perfect position to be your GPS or whatever else you need to be while you're driving. Like I said, I magnetize a little super glue and a little magnet back here, a USB-C cable if you want to get audio as well through a wired connection. It has Bluetooth, but I'm a sucker for good audio quality, so wired is always better. Speaking of speakers and audio quality, the speakers in this car are fantastic, never given me any issues, and I enjoy the near-field listening experience that it gives you. The speakers behind the seats, though they don't do much as far as volume, especially with the top up, they help make the sound surround you. Another thing I've done with the vehicle is kind of simple, but you don't see it often. I've put some metal S2000 logos on aluminum over the SRS stickers, just because I think they're kind of ugly. It's on both sides, down here and up here. Also in the cockpit, a few storage compartments. The cup holders, it works all right. In the middle, you've got your controls for the power top, your rear defrost, and your hazard lights. Back here, we've got a power outlet and the glove box. I've put Modify's organizer in here, otherwise kind of a mildly usable space. Now you can actually stack things on top of each other without them all smushing everything down. And in the front is a strap to keep your registration and insurance papers. Above this one is the secret compartment, where you've got a felt-lined little guy and then a deep compartment. And that's where I keep the owner's manuals usually. They're out right now.
Additionally, the rear wind deflector folds down. And here's a good shot of the cockpit. You can see the ergonomics with the phone mount. Fold down the radio there. You can see it's color matched to match the orange in the S2000 instrument cluster, once it starts up at least. This is the AP1 radio cover. I wanted to make this a little more blended and a little better. And I do have the stock silver one that says S2000 on it with the dimples on the top. I thought this looked way cleaner. I covered up the little light here that says when the passenger airbag is off because of a child seat, just because I thought it was super annoying. So now it's a black vinyl sticker. Cool. A few curious things about the climate controls. Speed is controlled here, like I said, with using your fingertips while driving. These are all self-explanatory. But one thing worth noting is the convertible top mode here. That one, when you put it there, vents air not through the top here, but through these vents right around knee height and your feet. So if you're cold and you want kind of a little air scarf, you can put that on with the top down and still get your heat. Keep it around the middle area and not have it exit the cabin too quickly. Personally, in Florida, I use it also with AC when I have the top down if it's a hot day. It's a really nifty feature that I don't think a lot of people know about. The steering wheel itself is in great condition. A few little marks, but nothing major. I do condition the leather pretty frequently, every 6 months or so. And on the left side, we've got those audio controls I mentioned. Now with the Modify DCI, this is your volume attenuation. You can push and hold the audio control button and then use the volume up and down buttons to go forward and back through tracks. On the left, we've got our windows. The driver is automatic, your mirror controls, and a child lock, I guess, for the passenger window. Sometimes you'll accidentally pop that on and will wonder why your passenger window is not working. Your cruise control is turned on and off by this master switch. I did disable the light back here and I actually made it so that the cruise master is always on. You don't need to push it in, have this light kind of annoying you to use the cruise control. Now to use cruise, you just hit the set button and it'll just set the cruise for you. So it's basically master is always on without the annoying light and the button being cocked. Your VSA off is over here, which is a push and hold for a few seconds. To turn off traction control. Opening the door of the S2000 to the interior, you're greeted with a nice plaque. These aftermarket carpets also have the S2000 logo on them, and they cover these cross members here, which are a usual wear point for the carpet underneath them as people get in and out. The pedals are beautiful aluminum. No issues at all with them. They're, perfect condition. Behind the driver's seat, we have a low-profile subwoofer made by, actually, I don't remember who. Boss. There we go. This thing sits right back comfortably against the driver's seat. I've really enjoyed it. It's a perfect amount of bass for just the driver. The passenger actually can't even really know it's there. It's more of a tactile transducer than a speaker in that sense. But yeah, it's hooked up into the crossover of the head unit. The gas cap is actuated by pulling this little knob right here. Kind of a hard thing to find for new owners to open your fuel door. Turn signals have been, the side markers rather, have been replaced with the European style clear turn signals with an amber bulb behind them. Coming around to the passenger side, passenger bolster is also in great condition. A few mild wrinkles, but no deformation on either of these bolsters as far as the foam goes in there, which is, again, really hard to find with these vehicles. On the passenger side, they get one air vent. Just something I love telling people when they get in. I'm like, yeah, you can control this. Again, really goes to show how driver-centric of a vehicle it is. Floor mats on the passenger side are, again, covering up this wear part. I think mine has no wear underneath it. Let's check. Yeah, not really any wear from passengers getting in or out. A little smidge, but nothing bad. And they fit in really well. They snap and Velcro. And then up here, we've got some storage for the passenger. Great for sunglasses, and then a little felt area up top. So a two-tiered, albeit small, storage solution. I don't know what, actually. I've never really used that. My drinks, for example, if I'm carrying a water bottle, there's a great little spot right here. Pop it in there from the driver's seat. Perfect place to put a regular-sized water bottle. The doors are in perfect condition. No scratches or anything whatsoever on any of the door panels. There's nothing wrong with this interior. I've kept it as nice as one possibly can. Moving back to the roll hoops. They're in great condition, no issues there. The top does fold down all the way, which is an issue with these vehicles if you don't replace the elastic straps with the upgraded Modify ones. A cross member won't retract fully, the top won't sit flush. For the photos, I had the tonneau cover on it, which usually was right up there, and a little custom shelf I built for it. The tonneau cover is really easy to, well, I shouldn't say it's easy to put on. It's not hard, but there's a few snaps, like right in here, that little guy. There's 4 of those around the vehicle that it snaps into, and 2 tabs that go into the rear member right there. And it also folds up to fit inside the trunk if you fold the wings under. It's also worth noting that the windshield is the original stock windshield. In Florida, we're lucky enough to have insurance cover rock chip repair. And if you insist, they will repair instead of replace the windshield, which I never wanted to do. It looks really good. And before you ask, the tennis ball is an old trick my dad taught me to, park in the garage. All the rubber seals on the convertible top and the A-pillars and windshield, I've constantly used Shin-Etsu grease on, probably once a year on that guy. But you rub in this Honda grease and it keeps the rubber super supple and lubricated. This 15-year-old rubber
like it was brand new. There are no issues at all with any leakage or anything like that. I recommend you buy a tube from your Honda dealer. Let's look in the trunk. There's two ways to open the trunk. One is on the keys, which I have two master keys with fobs, and then one valet key. The other way is in the glove box, with the button on the top. Inside the trunk, you've got a fair amount of space. You can fit one golf club, or golf bag rather, going sideways. Never tried it myself, but it can be done. And I've got an OEM first aid kit here. That's just Velcroed to the carpet in the rear. The spare tire is under this cover, and it's accessed by pulling off these three clips, squeezing a little bit, and removing the cover. Spare tire is fine, no issues there. I don't think I've ever used, no, I never used it. Oh yeah, underneath the cover here, can you see that? Now let's get a better view. We're going handheld. Underneath the cover, all the stock tools and a little cubby that you can store some extra stuff in. I used to keep an air compressor in there. And then I've got the stock set of wheel locks that I prefer not to use because they're annoying. But they're there if you want them. The rear trunk lip here is also something that I lubricate with Shin-Etsu grease every year. Also, it's worth noting, because I just remembered it, and I guess it's a big selling point for these vehicles, is that all the VIN stickers are in place and matching, of course. All the body panels are original. Oh, look there, there's one guy. The trunk itself is in perfect condition. No issues there. Something I did just notice is my cat must have put a bite mark or two in the antenna. Does not affect performance, but just saw that. Thank you, Ronan.
You put bite marks on my thing.
Top operation is incredibly quick. I read an article or something that said you can tell what kind of car the Honda engineers were trying to develop when one of the goals was to have a top that go up and down in less than 5 seconds or something like that. Park brake's on, so top will go up and down. That's it. And for the top going down, same thing. That goes down and up again, top down. One of the things I did to this vehicle was I did the modification where you don't need to be at 0 miles an hour anymore to actuate the top. You can actuate it at any speed as long as your parking brake is one click up. So it's great if you're traveling at like less than 5 miles an hour. You just give the parking brake one click up, and then you can do the top as you're rolling to a stop or at a green light that's just started going. And it's so quick, it's something you can pull off like that, and it's kind of a cool party trick as well. Yes, this is what it's like putting the top up and down from the inside. Goes right up, and we pinch these locks here to get them up and around like that. Thanks, that's all. Oh. And then I also want to show you the patch I mentioned before from the inside. Here it is. It's made with genuine S2000 top fabric from a buddy's top that we replaced and cut it up and distributed among friends. So here it is, a little octagon cut contact cement. Keep it up there.
You're welcome. Goodbye.
Goodbye. And here's the top from the outside. The only issue on it, again, is this tear right here. There's a little hole. If you would focus, the patch is perfectly waterproof. Use some black some glue that I can't remember the name of right now. Plugs up perfectly, and then that patch, again, contact cemented up onto there. The S2000 is, in my opinion, one of those few cars that looks almost as good as it does with the top down as it does up. The top, especially these black windows, the black tires, and the silver body just really ties it together. It's also worth noting the AP2, at some point they stopped wrapping the A-pillars and the windshield frame in a black tape and just let the body color show through, which I think really sets off this color combination. Yeah, let's get to the engine, I guess. Actually, before we get to the engine, let's talk about the front end. This bumper was recently re-clear coated. I wanted to get all the curbing issues on the bottom from 15 years of driving filled and resprayed. So we resprayed the bottom portion and then blended that into the middle. Then we re-clear coated the whole thing and put it back on the car. None of the tabs are broken on the bumper, it's worth noting. It was removed perfectly. There's a few small blemishes that were chips in the past, rock chips, that I filled with clear coat, or not clear coat, touch-up paint. You can notice the depth variance as you can with any kind of touch-up paint, but overall the whole thing looks very uniform and as good as one can expect for a car that's this age.
Nothing really else, on there.
Yeah, I think that's about it. The tow hook goes in here. Front license plate covers. Air. Let's get the engine. Like I said in the beginning, I maintained this myself with the help of some friends and a shop manual. Everything's been fine with the motor. The battery has always been a Honda genuine battery. The air filter is a K&N. That's nice, I guess. You might want to change the cabin air filter. It has been like 5 years since I changed that, which involves using a small socket to pop off these like little guys here and pull this piece up, get in there and change the filter. The brake lines are also stainless steel now. I upgraded those a few years ago. It's also worth noting that the hood has a service position. If you want to raise it up to an almost 90-degree angle, take the support rod out of the grommet that it's in, and you can flip it over to that side. There's a secondary location for the little, the plastic end here. Well, guys, I guess that's about it. The vehicle has no dents or dings on it. I used to work at a Honda dealership for a few years, and in that time I made friends with a really good PDR guy. So anytime I have gotten dings in the car, I've had him removed. And so, yeah, vehicle's perfectly smooth. Other than that, that's about all the points I wanted to hit. And I hope you enjoyed this maybe overly detailed, but detailed deep dive into my, and hopefully soon your, S2000. I've really loved this car. It's been a joy to own. And I'm excited to pass it along to somebody who will also take care of it and enjoy it. And if you made it this far and want to know a little bit about me, the seller, the owner of this car for most of its life, I do a lot of woodworking and building things, electronics, circuitry, pretty much anything that can be done, I can figure it out or build it. So thanks for making it this far in the video, and yeah, happy bidding. Bye.